Hello and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. This is Jeff here, and today is going to be part 8 of building the Daily Bugle mock using 10 Daily Bugles. And I had to do a little bit of work off camera. Mainly what had happened was the last time we were here, I did not have the instructions up. I couldn't find my flash drive after being gone. So I did it off memory. Well, of course, when I did it off memory, I did it wrong. I put this side over here, so I had to reverse it off camera. I didn't think you guys really want to see all that. So I went ahead and did that. Nothing really changed except for it's switched sides. All right. If you guys would like, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, I'd really appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and just get started here. And today we're going to start here with this over here. And this is going to mirror the actual set a little bit, at least. So, well, I would like to apologize that I have not been doing this on a regular basis. And that is mainly because, well, I've had a lot of obligations in life. Some of you may know that my mother-in-law passed away. And that was the reason for missing 2 weeks, because I wasn't here. And then I was back for a week. And then I had a show that was the same week as doing this. So all things said and done, it's been one crazy time. But I am back to doing this every Friday night. And I will be doing this every Friday night, at least for the next couple weeks. I do have surgery coming up on the end of August, August 29th. And when that happens, I will be off for a couple weeks, unfortunately. So that's kind of the push right now, is to get this as far as I can during that time. And I am modifying this a little bit because in the original, the meeting chairs actually went off the set a little bit, and they can't do this here with the wall. So I expanded this by 2 studs, or widened it, I should say, so that it's going to fit, and that's just all part of the plan. And yes, I really do want to get this done as soon as I can, mainly because, well, this is going to be a part of my shows that I'm going to. So, and speaking of going to shows, I'm also working on the Grand Lion Hotel right now. That's a big part of what I'm doing. And here's Greg.
Hello, up, man. How's the show?
Well, pretty good. You're the first one to join. Thank you, Greg.
How's the show last week?
Oh, the show. The show was great, man. So it was at the trading manufacturer Stadler. And because these people are really awesome, they gave us a VIP tour, which I really appreciate. So we got to see exactly how they build these things. And let me tell you, I've never been to a train manufacturer before. Have you been to one?
Nope. But tell him my uncle works for the railroad.
Oh, well, do you mind telling me which one?
I don't know which one. He just works for the. Right now he's in Colorado right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my grandfather and my great-grandfather and my great-grandfather, after that, they all 3 generations worked on the railroad. So and I think it's pretty cool. I mean, today I imagine it's a lot cleaner than it was back then. So,
what do you think about the Corvette?
The Corvette, I think it looks really cool. That one I am considering getting because my dad, he had a Corvette like that when he lived in Hawaii. So
it's a C1 Corvette.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be cool. So
you gonna live stream it?
Yes, I will. I understand it's about $150, so it's also within a range that I can afford.
Plus, it's 1,200 pieces.
Yeah. What about you? Do you think you'll be getting that one?
I have the Camaro and the Mustang. Might as well get it.
Okay.
It'll look good next to Camaro, though.
So how has work been for you, man?
Oh, it's busy. How's work for you?
Work's actually gotten a lot better. I've been working on learning Python, language Python.
Sign language with your tongue?
Something like that. No, actually, I've enjoyed learning Python, so nothing wrong with that. And
you gonna squeeze the life out of somebody?
Oh, if only I could get away with that. Okay, I need to go grab a couple pieces here. And actually, Enzo and I just came in from being in the shop. I was working on the Grand Lion Hotel out there, which means I owe you guys an update on that as soon as I get the time to make that video.
Yeah.
So, Cajun, hey, how you doing, man? How you been lately?
I went to see Indiana Jones 5 last night.
Oh, how was that?
It was okay. It has its ups and downs.
Okay. So is it true what they're saying, Geriatric Jones?
Where he's all feeble and frail.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it, but I like the other Indiana Jones, that's for sure. I'm gonna pick up some pizza. Man, too bad I can't come over for dinner. I love pizza.
You gonna travel all the way to Louisiana just for a pizza party?
Well, if it's Cajun pizza, sure. Oh, man.
I also had a doctor's appointment yesterday.
How'd that go?
It was for my neurology.
Okay.
If I want to get seizure-free, that means they had to cut a part of my brain out.
Ooh. Well,
it's a compromise. Part of my brain for getting seizure-free.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're the one that has to live with whatever decision's made here. Most important thing is, do you feel it's worth it?
I really want to join the military, though.
Okay, so it sounds like that's a yes.
I'm considering it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I told you guys about my daughter going into the Marines boot camp. She actually is no longer in there because she broke her femur.
Ooh.
So she got meted out, and they said that when she's done, when she's healed up, she can go back in. But I don't know if she's going to want to now.
I bet I'll see her, and all my youth will be happy to see her early.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, she didn't want her to go to begin with. Oh boy, I can't even gloss on this thing. It's hard to see. So yeah, let me go a little bit more into the show here. So the show was at Stadler's, a train manufacturer. Really fun times. The people, they were really nice to us. They provided dinner one night, and the dinner was really good. It wasn't cheap. It was steak burgers and hamburgers, depending on what you wanted. I'll admit, because I can't afford the steak, I had a steak burger on them. So that was good. And then let's see, the show out was good. The turnout was good. The year before, they only had about 200 people show up. This year, they had 800. And I know that's kind of small for a show, but it grew a lot. And they did advertise that Legos and trains were going to be there. So I think that did help them out. That was cool. Yeah, Cajun, it was pretty rough. I got the phone call from her yesterday, and they sent her home yesterday. So,
Hey,
yeah.
Why does trees make the worst guardians?
Don't know.
They have all bark, no bite.
All right.
Get it?
Yes, I do. I get it. Man. Well, let's see. What else is going on here? Yeah, my surgery is on August 29th. So I will not be here for a little bit. Let's see. And yes, I'm getting my neck fused together, so that's going to be nice and fun.
That means you're going to face one direction, which is straight.
Well, they say that just because I'm only getting one joint fused together, that I shouldn't notice a difference in the mobility. So I'm hoping that's true. And Yeti, I agree with you. It probably is for the best, and I don't mean to be unsupportive of my own daughter. It's just, given the circumstances of having two small kids, and the dads are not in the life of these kids, I actually think it's better that way too. But it's not like I was rooting for her to fail. That's the way it worked out. So. And let's see. I've got a little bit of fun on my hands. You guys know that I'm a country boy or a city boy trying to fake it as a country boy. Y'all know that because I bought this place a little over a year ago, and never lived out in the country, so trying to make it work. My riding lawnmower is not trying to make it work though. The battery died over the winter, and I thought it was just because it was too cold, but I replaced the battery, and it just doesn't hold a charge. And it's not the battery. I think it's the charging system on the lawnmower. Well, I bought the extended warranty, so I got to find time to borrow my sister's trailer, and then
I'll be right back.
Okay, and then head over there and drop it off and get it fixed. I don't like how officers treat women in the military. Yeah, well, my daughter was going in as an officer. She was actually going to go in as a pilot, but it just didn't work out. So
You drive me crazy. You drive me crazy.
So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out for her. But she is working on her master's degree, and she's only got like a year left. So even if the military doesn't work out, I think she's got plenty of options that'll open up to her. So we'll see about that. I forgot to mention this. One of the cool things about the show at Stadler's was that in the contract, for some reason, the city insisted that this place make an HO scale of one of their trains. And so they did. It's a working model. And they gave that for my dad to put on his display, because my dad was also at the show with his club. And at the end of the show, they just told my dad, hey, why don't you keep this model and why don't you put it at every show you go to? And my dad was like, yeah, if that's all it takes to get a free train, why not? So my dad has a free train of the of their most recent one, and I think that's if I remember right, San Antonio, Texas, the white and red one they do. So I thought that was a pretty cool honor to be given that. And it's, like I said, it's working too. Let's see. Okay. Got to flip this around to make this work.
You here?
What's that?
I'm here.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm here for the moment. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Bad jokes all around. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to need another piece. I'll be right back, but it's just right over here.
Hush.
I'm going to turn this thing. It's getting a little warm up here this time of year. Hey, Mrs. Chip, how you doing?
I found out where he works at Burlington Northern and Santa Fe Railway.
Okay. Yeah, I know Santa Fe. Awesome.
What about Burlington Northern?
I do not know that one. Boy, I thought I planned better. I need more pieces. I'll be right back.
Hey, Chip. How's Korea?
Oh, well, that's why. I grabbed the wrong color. I do have the right color up here. Yeah, so I'm not trying to get political, but I guess the Supreme Court's come out with some major decisions over the last 2 days, and I'm seeing a lot of traffic on Twitter and on Facebook. And
let's see, the left is not too happy about it.
Correct. That's what I'm seeing. And I guess, well, I don't want to get political, so I'll just say, yeah, they made some major decisions, and that's where I'll leave it. Okay, so let's see. This goes here, but, I guess I have to move that one up. Yeah, I'll just move those.
So
I think that basically it's hard. This country's so divided right now that it's hard to have anything that anybody agrees on anymore. And I think that's really unfortunate, because at the end of the day, I'd hope that we all see ourselves as Americans. Of course, if you're not in America, then none of this applies to you.
have you? I don't know why Mayo's not participating.
I'm not sure either, because I talked to him this week, and he said he was going to be here. So I'm not sure what's going on with him, and really don't know what to say because the show has to go on, man. I got my surgery and I need this building in my shows. So if he's not here, he's not here. Stickers, my least favorite thing about Legos. Mainly because I can't get them right. Do you like stickers, Greg?
I try to keep them, get them on straight.
I usually can't get it on straight. So, oh, my shop. I owe you guys well, if you're here, you're going to hear it here. But I guess I owe you guys a video as well. I had shop repairs done this week, and the broken window got fixed. The one that I put the shovel through, shoveling snow. That got fixed, and then he put a piece of metal flashing along the whole entire bottom of the shop, so that no water can come in through the walls because it was built incorrectly. So that got fixed, and then let's see what else happened here. The window. Yeah, he put styrofoam, shot some styrofoam stuff down the in all the cracks on the bottom too to keep the insects from coming in. So I hopefully will have a bug-free shop here. I don't know about that though, because those bugs are really trying to get in. I've killed a couple spiders in there the last couple days, and I need to grab a couple more pieces. I'll be right back. Yeah, the shop is almost waterproof. I have to replace the rubber seal along the bottom of the what do you call it? The garage doors, the rolling garage doors, because that's still going to let water in because they're cracked and busted off. One of them is barely hanging on, so.
Any new Lego sets you're looking forward to?
What's that?
Any new Lego sets you're looking forward to?
That's a hard question to answer. Not really. Other than that Corvette. Yeah, that one I'm looking forward to. But no, most of my money right now is going into fixing up the shop. So, all right. So this is what I do. I've got a whole thing of white pieces here that I'm going to kind of go through and see what I got. If I can pull out the pieces that I'm missing. Hopefully they're not too discolored because the white ones like the yellow on you and stuff like that. So, but Mrs. Chip, you're right. It's definitely an improvement on the shop, and I'm excited about it because that means we're just getting closer and closer to getting that thing to the point where I could put AC and heat in there, because I don't like freezing in the winter and I don't like burning up in the summer.
You feel like you're in a sweatshop during the summer?
Yeah, it's definitely a sweatshop. That's yeah, you're right about that. Hey, Mayo, how you doing, man?
Hey, Mayo.
So this is looking like these whites are a little discolored, but I don't have anything else I could throw in here, so that's just what I'm going to use. All right. And then I've got to do a little bit of tan here to fill that in. And as far as pets go, because oftentimes you guys ask about pets, Enzo's still here. He is hanging by a thread, though, because some of the stuff that he's done in the past, like breaking the back door and stuff, but he's still here as of now. As far as Buddy, Buddy's recovering. He looks like he got in a fight with a fox, but I don't really know. It could have been a coyote because we have those around here too. But let's just say he didn't come out on the winning end of that fight. He's not. I don't think he's permanently injured, but he has a nice big open wound where he definitely tangled with something that was bigger than him.
What about Tux and Max?
What's that? Oh, Max. Max, he's all right. He's still sick. He's still vomiting. I don't know. Like I said, my goal with him, I've already taken him to the vet, and they've said that pretty much there's not much they can do for him because it's his weight, and that weight's just not coming off, even though I'm feeding him less. And I'm afraid the damage is done. So the goal right now is to keep Max around long enough so my son, the original owner of Max, can have a reunion with him before he passes. And my son's coming out here for my surgery, so I'm really hoping that happens.
What about Tux? Tux.
Well, Tux, he's how do I say this? He's a good cat, but on the other hand, his voice is very scratchy. So when he meows, it's okay one or two times, but if he does it over and over, it's pretty annoying. I need to grab some tiles here. Well, how did Brick World go in Chicago, man? I hope you had a great time out there. Okay. So that was kind of the goal, to get this little part done. Now, so what I wanted to do is they're going to come off the elevators right here and be able to go right into the office. Over here is going to be the break room. So let's go ahead and install that. And the good old famous water cooler here. Minus the dog hair. No, not minus the dog hair. Nah. There we go. That's another problem having Enzo. His stinking hair gets everywhere, whether you like it or not. Okay, so we got the vending machine, the water cooler, and then the coffee pot. So that is accomplished. Now we're going to see about putting some decorations in here. And oh, wait a minute. None of this happened. How did I miss all this? It's like It's like telling me I missed a bunch of steps. And I did. My goodness. Okay, well, I don't know how that happened. Because what bag number is this? Bag 7? Well, I've got bag 7 right there, and there are none of these pieces here. This is not good. Okay, well, all right. I don't have an explanation for that, Greg.
Huh.
All right, so let's move on here. Brickroll Chicago was the most Lego fun I've ever had. Tomorrow, if you schedule your next stream, we can reignite our party next Friday. Yeah, I will be here next Friday. Definitely. Actually, I'm going to be going strong until it's my surgery date. My surgery date's 8/29, and having this building done is a must-have. In fact, I'm really hoping to have it done by the first weekend in August, because the first weekend in August is when we have our next show, and I really would like this to be part of that show. Unfortunately, the timing of this show conflicts with a lot of our members' schedule, so we're going to be light on members. So I'd like to have this building done so that we have yet another large building in the show. And in addition, I'm working on the Grand Line Hotel. So I'm hoping that the two of those this building being done and the Grand Line Hotel being further along. So I'm hoping that's the way it goes. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what's going on, because I've got some pieces here. I don't know. Yeah, and I know you guys can't see us, but I honestly have tried to build upside down. I just don't do a good job. I like how they put the fire in the trash can. So it's like a dumpster fire. I've got an architect set I can build. Oh yeah, cool, man. That sounds wonderful. I'd like that. And another thing I'll say too is that during that show that I went to, gained 11 subscribers for a one-day show. So I thought that was really cool, and not too often that I'm able to do something like that and gain that many subscribers in one day. So I'll just take it as a plus. What's going on with you, Greg?
I think it slipped my mind.
Oh, you're all right, man. That was not a accusatory question by any stretch of the imagination. And Greg, I think I know I've told you this before, but I'm gonna say it publicly. I appreciate your support, and Mayo as well. I appreciate your support as well. And I also appreciate Greg, because Greg's the kind of friend that'll text you in the middle of the day and make you laugh. And so there's some days that I really need that, so I really appreciate that, Greg. Let's see. I really don't know what happened. Oh, yeah, you know what? I do know what happened. I told you bag number 7. Yeah, oh, guess what? I'm not missing any pieces at all. They're all right here. So, in honor of that, let me open it up. And then I'm going to work on the little, oh, you know what? Let me turn this around so you can see the progress. And oh, shoot, I keep forgetting. I need to figure out how to get the camera more over my head looking down so you can see more of the build. Okay, so yes, this is done, and these 2 rooms are done, and now we're going to work on this area right here with the desks and stuff. So let me open bag number 7. I don't want to get like over philosophical here or anything, but if I'm being honest, the last couple of weeks has caused me to reflect on a lot of different things. First of all, the passing of my mother-in-law. I mean, yes, it wasn't unexpected. They told her 6 months to live, and she lasted 3.5 years. So it's not like it was a sudden death, but still, it was a death, and it was someone I knew and someone I knew closely for many years. I mean, Jenny and I, we've been married for 27 years. And so, and if I remember right, this December will be 28. But don't tell her I don't know that. So Mrs. Chip, her mom passing really caused me to reflect on some things. And then my dad, I saw him at the train show, at Stadler's train show that I've been talking about. And my dad's not doing too well. I could tell my dad was out of breath a few times. And I said something to him about it. And he shrugged it off like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just showing my age kind of thing. And I kind of got upset because I was like, Dad, looks a little more serious than that. And he's like, no, I'm just showing my age. I'm okay. And the very next day, my dad ended up in the hospital. And he was in the hospital the weekend before that, too. And I won't say why because I'm not trying to embarrass him, but he's just basically getting old and things aren't working the way they should anymore. And not that should come as a surprise. He's almost 80 years old. But yeah, with my mother-in-law passing and then my dad not doing so well health-wise has really caused me to reflect on life and what's important. And that's why you'll see me doing less videos. It's not that I don't enjoy doing this. It's just I was doing it at such a pace, a video almost every day there for almost 2 years, that I've decided to slow down a lot and take it easy. So now, will I get back to doing it every day? Probably, but not right now. Not when I got to take care of some other things first. And that's a good question, Mayo. Mayo wants to know how long the rehabilitation period is. No, my dad's not a smoker. My dad's had 3 heart attacks and 3 heart attacks and a pacemaker put in last year. So but he's never smoked a day in his life. He just, yeah.
How's your mom feeling?
My mom, her health is actually much better than my dad's, but as far as feelings go, I know she's afraid that he may not make it. And, you may not realize a few things. And I'll tell you, my mom's deaf. And my mom's been deaf ever since she was 6 months old. So she's really dependent upon my dad to make it through life, because they were high school sweethearts. And he's really taken care of her over the years. And I know she'll feel quite a loss if he's no longer here, probably more than other relationships would. I've already worked it out with my job that they know my dad's health and everything, and they've said that I can work from their house up to 2 weeks at a time, and we've got plenty of other siblings around. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that in the end, my parents will not be alone. They're going to have plenty of help. If you draw about an hour circle around my parents' house, 90% of us live inside that circle. I am one of the few that is slightly outside of that circle. So, and let me get back to his question here. Had surgery and spent 6 months in rehab. So in this case, Mayo, my doctor is saying that I will be out of work at least. Oh, that did not work out. Shoot. As far as work, I'm gonna be out of work for 3 months. However, I've had the surgery on my neck, different type of surgery, but same deal, 3 years ago. And I think that I will probably only be out because this doesn't require heavy lifting. I think I'll only be out for maybe a week or two, if even. I know a week, but I'm thinking that'll be it. I will have to wear a collar around my neck for the first month, but because of where I have the camera, you're not going to be able to see it. I won't be embarrassed. So my goal is to come back as soon as I can, which I'm hoping is just 1 week off. Because if I take 1 week off, it's actually almost 2 weeks because the surgery is going to be on a Tuesday. So I'm hoping that's the way that it goes. But that's kind of one of those situations where you kind of hide and wait and see what happens. Oh, hey, John, how you doing, bud?
Hey, John.
John, how's your pooch doing? Yes, I know she has a name, but I'm just going to call her Pooch right now.
You should get a second dog named Kanga.
What's that?
He should get a second dog named Kanga.
Yeah, I agree. Then when he gets mad, he can just say kangaroo, and it'll be just fine. No, John, I did not forget your dog's name. I was just trying to be funny. I probably didn't succeed in being funny, but I tried. Okay, so I'm not going to put this furniture down just yet. And that's mainly because with me changing the layout on this, I'm not really sure how it's going to go. So I'm going to... Oh, I just realized that was a mouse pad. So yeah, this little desk right here, this little rounded tile is a mouse pad. Took me forever to realize that, but all right. I'm slower than most. Nothing new. All right, well. I did get a Bricklink order in. I ordered some parts for my Grand Line Hotel. I have enough pieces to complete the outer shell, but this time building it, I'm building the what do you call it, the inside of it. So that takes up a lot of brick that I don't have. So I ordered some brick for that. I'm not sure how far it'll get me, but it'll get me further than I was. And I'm not close to running out of any pieces right now. So that's good. All right, let's see here. They want it like this and this. Okay. Well, I'll put it there for right now, but not squeeze it down. Absolutely, John, it was the most Lego fun I've ever had, and it's well documented how fun it was. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, and also I'll say too that I'm going to a show similar, not as big as Chicago, but they're doing a Brick Slopes here in Utah. It's an annual show, and I already paid for my ticket, so I'm definitely going. And it happens in September, which means I better be healed up from my surgery enough to be able to go. If not, I'll be wearing the collar, and I don't care who makes fun of me. That's not really the point. And not only that, some people just can't help themselves. So laugh all you want. I'll be all right. But on a more serious note, I'll just say this. I'm really grateful that Mrs. Chip is in the Army and that Mrs. Chip has really good insurance. Otherwise, I may not be able to afford this surgery. This surgery is very expensive. I saw the bill from the last one I had, and it was $80,000. I didn't have to pay any of it. But I don't know about you, but I don't have $80,000 laying around for a surgery. So just be grateful the insurance is there, and I pay zero.
Or go to Vegas and win big to pay for it.
I might end up paying Vegas $80,000 trying to win $80,000 though. But just like what was that show, Futurama? At least in Vegas, you can actually do hookers and blackjack. Okay, well, it's good to see you, Mayo. He says I'm hanging out with Adora Bill shortly, building friend sets. All right, man. Well, thanks for stopping by.
I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight.
Yeah, me neither, man. I'm kind of thinking about going to the grocery store and getting some. Actually, you know what? I got some pork chops. I think I'll do some pork chops. Uh-oh, here comes Max.
He's a big old pork chop.
Oh, he is. He's large and in charge. I really hope he does make it. So when Spencer's here.
Imagine you had to babysit Luna and Pumpkin at the same time.
No thanks, man. How is Enzo? He's all right. He's still around. He's been flying straight lately. So, you know, if he'll fly straight, I can tolerate him, but I can't tolerate him busting stuff like he did. That was just really disappointing. And the sad part is I know he knows better, and I know that he's smart enough to know not to do that stuff, but he did it anyway, and that, I guess that's truly what was aggravating for me. All right. Yeah, I think Spencer would really enjoy seeing Max again. I mean, Max was Spencer's pet growing up, so I think I saw some pictures the other day, and I think we've had Max 8 years now. So he's been a part of our lives for quite some time. How's your dog doing, Greg?
I got 3. One's laying right here in my bed, and 2's in the backyard.
All right, so we got bag 8 done, 9 done. Now we need to go to 10. And let's put some faces on people. I don't know about the hairs and who belongs to what. I'm just going to do my own thing here. And we're going to put them over here on the other side. Did you ever watch The Office, Greg?
A few episodes.
Okay, so then you're like me. I didn't watch it religiously or anything, but I've watched a few.
You're more of a Seinfeld person?
Yeah, I am. I understand you are too.
I watch a few episodes. We rather make a Lego set of Frasier, Cheers, or Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now, Cheers, I watched that one religiously. I thought that was a really, really good show. And I am missing a hairpiece for somebody. Oh, well, I'm going to put them on here anyway, and we're going to open bag number 10. Hello, Max. Yeah, we're going to see how far we can get with this. No. Max is a crackhead eating plastic. That can't be good for him.
Yep. Have you watched Everybody Loves Raymond before?
Yes, I have.
Who's your favorite character in that?
Well, I like Raymond, but I also like his mom. Mainly because, well, I can't say the word, but she's very difficult, but in a funny sort of way. So
she's like George's mom.
Yeah, you could say that. So I mean, I like the mom's character and what she represented, and she was always kind of not kind of. She was an antagonist of Raymond.
And Robert too.
Yeah. I also like the show. Oh, come on, Frasier, because that was a spin-off of Cheers. Did you ever watch Frasier?
Yeah, I like Ross and Niles' rivalry.
Daphne was a cool character as well on that one.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, my favorite show as a small child was The Dukes of Hazzard.
You like them jumping off of cliffs like maniacs?
I did. And I know some people these days will say, well, that's kind of a racist show because where it took place and all that. You can think that all you want. You're entitled to your opinion. It was a different time back then, and I was a small kid, and I wasn't worried about such things. So as a small kid, not realizing what the world was like, I enjoyed it. And I've watched a few things on it, and boy, did they wreck a bunch of those General Lee cars making that show.
They have a sort of reunion on Smallville, huh?
I think that's why they had to run all those commercials to pay for having new cars. And then, what was that one show with the helicopter?
Is it Airwolf?
I think it was Airwolf, where every episode pretty much ended the same, where the helicopter came out to save the day and ended up shooting up something. That was one of my favorites, as well as Knight Rider. And Three's Company was a good show too. I grew up with that one. Of course, today, that's another show that people just don't have a sense of humor. You would not be able to do that show today. Because the character that Jack plays, and people would say that that's making fun of a certain section of the population, and it really wasn't. Well, I guess it kind of was, but the story was he pretended to be gay so that he could live in an apartment with two girls, because back then living with someone unmarried was not kosher. Nowadays, it doesn't really matter. People do it all the time. But back again, different times.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
you like Mork and Mindy?
I do, with Robin Williams.
Yeah. I am Mork from Ork.
Yeah, I not to put a downer on the show, but I'm really sad about how. I know it happened years ago, but I'm still sad by the way that Robin Williams' life ended. I didn't realize he struggled with such demons, but a lot of times you don't know. So, then John asked Mrs. Chip how Korea is going, and she says hot and humid. And Mrs. Chip says MacGyver. Yeah, MacGyver was a good one too. I always liked how MacGyver had these weird things to fix stuff. I think one of my favorite ones was where there was an engine problem, and he stuck a ballpoint pen or something somewhere, and supposedly it made it work. I was always curious, even as a kid. I wanted to know, and I don't have the answer to this. How real was his little fixes? I mean, were they totally BS? Was there some truth to it? But because they were afraid of getting sued, which I don't think they would have been afraid of it back then because it was a different time and people didn't sue as easy. I'm just saying, how real were these little fixes he had? And I wonder if Mythbusters ever jumped on that one. That would have been interesting. Do you know anything? You know anything about that, Greg? Do you know if anybody's ever gone back at MacGyver fixes and tested whether they're true or not?
No.
Okay. I don't know either. That's why I was just wondering.
Have you watched Sanford and Son?
Yes. I used to watch that one. Again, that's a show that probably couldn't make today. Mainly because some of the humor in there was very off color. But you know what? That's what made it funny, in my opinion. But you know what? Different times.
I like Fred Sanford's banter with Aunt Esther.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you, Greg. But
I like Fred's banter with Aunt Esther.
Okay. Okay, let's see where this other desk goes so I can. Oh, it just goes back to that one. Okay. I got to make sure I have enough room here. Okay. Yeah, I would be very interested to see MacGyver stuff in action, see if it's real or not, or whether it was even safe. The Incredible Hulk was another one that I really liked. Unfortunately, I was the fourth out of 5 children, and I had 3 older sisters. And I used to try to imitate the Hulk, where anger took care of your problems. Believe me, my sisters put me in my place real quick. It didn't work out too well. And speaking of sisters and family, I will be down there this weekend. We're celebrating my mom's birthday. This is her birthday month coming up, and it's also Mrs. Chip's birthday month. So if Mrs. Chip was here, she'd be going with me, and we would be heading down to my parents' house where we're going to be having it. So grateful for that. I think that's a fun time to be had by all. Hot and humid like Florida, yeah. Yeah, John, I don't envy you. But I imagine, John, you lived there a couple years now. Do you get used to it? I imagine you do. And I would say, since we mentioned this earlier about certain shows that you probably can't make anymore in today's world because things have changed, I would say Blazing Saddles would definitely be on that list of things you could not make today. And because of a certain scene in Airplane, or couple scenes, I should say, I imagine you wouldn't be able to make that movie today without a lot of outcry. Of course, my opinion is get over it. But anyway, that's just me.
Is that one of your favorite movies of all time?
It is actually. I love that movie because how off it is. I mean, it's just funny, and it's decent humor, and I don't think they made the movie to offend anybody. I think it was just made in pure jest. And unfortunately, people don't understand that anymore. There's no such thing as a sense of humor. A lot of comedians have been canceled, which is a reason that I like David Chappelle, because David Chappelle has purposely pushed the envelope to try to get people to try to cancel him. And because they won't, he just keeps going on and on. I love it. Oh. Well, if you're going to switch that around, you're going to switch that around. Okay, let's do this. All right. So we got that. I think we got some filing cabinets to do. Yeah, we do. Okay.
You're just going to work on that bag?
No, I think I'm going to go a little bit longer because I really need to get this done for the show. And plus the fact that I don't want to be doing this too much longer. I love this build, but I got to be honest, man. I'm having trouble staying interested in it, and I'm the one building it. So, yeah, I need to get it done.
I'm going to go find something to eat.
All right.
Hold, just give me a second.
Yeah, I'd like to. Maybe I won't finish this level today, but maybe I'll at least get the glass going around here because I'm almost done with this part here, and putting the glass around won't be too bad. And then from there, I can regroup for next week. Oh, that's weird. They got a baby head on here. Okay, so we got this little guy here. And he's right here next to the pillar. And then we got to build some chairs. Yeah, John, I lived in Kentucky for a couple of years, in Ohio for several, and I mean, they're not as humid as you are there, but they're a lot more humid than it is here. And in California, I grew up, so I didn't like it. I'll just be honest, I just didn't like it. I was always I had trouble doing outside work because I don't handle heat that well. So the humidity makes it harder for your body to cool off. And even though I lived in Ohio for probably 12 years, I just never got used to it, to be honest. All right, so we got this done. So we are done with adding the office inside the set. So now what we need to do is we need to seal this thing up. Which I know it's not that fun, but it's a necessary evil to this. So let's put a corner brace on there. There we go. Well, Mrs. Chip is about halfway done with Korea, which is good, a good thing. And even though I'm not looking forward to my surgery, I think that, well, okay, I am looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it, if it makes any sense. And that's because I'm not looking forward to the pain. It is going to be really painful. I mean, they're screwing rods into my neck, which I can't remember the last time I voluntarily signed up for that. I don't think any of us would. But, you know, I mean, not a whole lot you can do about it. It's necessary because I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm looking forward to being pain-free. And also the distraction that it'll be from Mrs. Chip being gone. That'll be nice. And I'm not sure what Mrs. Chip's next duty station is. We haven't found out yet. But when we know, we'll probably let you guys know. Well, let's put it this way. We'll let you know when it's appropriate to let you know. It may not be like the first week we know, but we will definitely let you know. Well, it's like I've been saying. I'm just really grateful that the medical knowledge is there. Because, you know, I thought about this. You know, if I would have had this problem 100 years ago or so, they would have just been like, you know what, you're out of luck. There was not the medical technology to take care of all this. So the fact that there is the medical technology today is just a great blessing. And I've also toyed with the idea, if I have the time to plan this, is to maybe do a live stream during the week, like on a Tuesday, for instance, and get this building done, because I don't want to carry this over much further. I really want to get this done, like I've been saying, get it in the shows, and also be able to move on to my next builds, which I did buy a headset with a microphone built into it. I did that because when I'm out in the shop, it's really hard to hear Greg, and not just Greg, anybody. My speakers aren't that loud on here. And so I bought a headset that's got of course, the speaker in the ear and the microphone out front, and that'll help me to be able to do live streams out there and work on my city, which is something that I definitely want to get back to as well. Because I cherish the custom builds that I do more than I do the Lego sets, building them on camera. There's a lot of channels that buy Lego sets and do reviews. I don't want to do reviews a whole lot. I love the 3-in-1s, so I'll probably still do some reviews on that. And then some of the sets I build, I'll do reviews. But one thing that other channels don't have is they may have their own Lego city, but they don't have a chip off the old block city. So that's what's unique to my channel, are these custom builds. So I'd like to do more of them. And so count on that. Count on me getting to that point where I'm doing more of those. I did prefab the windows because I didn't want to stand here. I probably should have prefabbed the snot bricks here, but oh well, that's okay. And yeah, I've got a lot of ideas for a lot of custom things on the city. I am going to put the modulars in the city. A lot of my modulars, though, are already modified. Like the corner cafe has 2 extra levels built into it. I've actually toyed with the idea of extending it on either side. And I've also toyed with the idea of the Grand Emporium, extending it and making it bigger. The Emporium, the Grand Emporium doesn't have any really special pieces to it, so that's something that's affordable to be able to expand. So I've thought about that. I've got a lot of ideas bouncing around up here. So, you know, it's just a matter of time of me knowing what I'm going to be able to do. And I'm going to be doing a lot of live streaming when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I know that you guys appreciate the custom builds. Because like I said, anybody can buy a Lego set, open it up, follow directions and all that. But custom builds are a different story. They're custom, so no other channel has it. And I do apologize. I know this is not the funnest thing in the world right now, watching me repeat this, but it's all part of the build. It all needs to be done, so that's why I'm just going to go ahead and slap these bricks on and get it over with. So yeah, I will be out for at least one Friday, maybe two, after the surgery. I definitely will not be doing any videos in between, because I'll be wearing a collar around my neck because of the surgery, and I find that embarrassing, so I won't be doing that. And I should tell you guys, I had a bit of a cancer scare myself about 2 weeks ago. Long story short, I had a growth on my arm that turned out to be a benign mole, but it was changing color, changing shape. It would bleed sometimes when I bumped it. It was nasty. And I showed my family doctor, and she says, I don't like that. Go see the dermatologist. I go see the dermatologist. He says, I don't like that. Well, let's cut that out and send it to the lab. So they sent it to the lab. And, as he was cutting it out, he's talking to me about skin cancer and how they treat it and all this. And I just point blank, I said, look, I'm not trying to be rude, but it sounds like you're dancing around this. Do you think this is skin cancer? And he says, yeah, it looks like it. And he says, if it's not skin cancer, it's probably precancerous. So, that's the prognosis that I thought I was going with, but it went to the lab and it came back as benign. And he cut out a pretty good section around it, so it shouldn't come back. And he told me that if it does, to come back and he'll cut it out again. So the good news is it was just a scare. wasn't anything serious. Most of us have moles, so it's not like that's unique to me. And this one was benign, so it's nothing to write home about, nothing to worry about. But yeah, taking care of my health is number one. I've got kids and grandkids and a channel to live for. So, and a very lovely wife. And I really mean that. 27, 28 years, long time. Got to be nice to her. Well, not really. I'm just kidding. I only said that because she's on here. And I'm just joking around. She knows that. I think our motto between the two of us is give each other hell. And give each other hell, we do very well. That's one part of life we both have down pretty well. So I know my granddaughter Ossia is going to be happy to see her mom. So, because my daughter came home from the Marine Corps yesterday. Ossia will be 5 in about 2 weeks from now. I can't believe that. I remember when she first was born. It's amazing how much they grow up on you. And how fast they do. My goodness. Then my other granddaughter, well, she she's 15 months now. Again, hard to believe that fast. They going from being completely helpless to within a year walking. About a year and a half, they got a couple words under their belt. They're not so helpless, but I mean, they're still pretty helpless at 18 months. But it's just amazing how they can't even hold up their heads, can't even cry. To 18 months, they're walking around, and it's just amazing, man. And I watched my 4 kids grow, and I was a big part of my kids' lives. Still am. It's very unusual for me to go a whole entire day without hearing from one of my kids. Sometimes I hear from all of them in the same day. So, I'm a very proud papa. And yes, my values tend to be more traditional than most, and I'm proud of it. Traditional values is what kept my family together and what kept me and Chip and Mrs. Chip together. So you can say whatever you want about values, but I enjoy the values that I've chosen for my life, and it's worked out well for me. And I'm not saying that you have to have the same values. That's the thing. I tolerate differences. If you're not the same as me, that's fine. One thing we do have in common is we like the Lego. We like the brick. And that's really all that matters, because that's why I'm here. Okay, let's see if we can put that there. All right. Let's build this thing. You know, I thought I made too many of these prefab walls, but I'm almost out of prefab walls. I don't think I made enough. So I'm just going to go for a little bit longer. I'm not going to finish this like I wanted. Well, if I got what I wanted, I'd be completely done with this. But for tonight, I wanted to get the office part done, which I did, meaning the office set inside this. And I do have a couple other surprises coming up inside the building, so stay tuned. I'm not going to ruin it for you. They'll just happen as they happen. But next week, and I might also, just to kind of speed this up, I might this week build the rest of this level off camera and just have a little introduction next time, a little bit longer, where I show you the progress that I made during the week, because I really, really need to get this done. And you might ask yourself why I feel such a push, and that's because, again, we got this show in Evanston coming up the first week in August, and I really want to have it done by then, especially because I don't have to spend any more money on this building. I have everything here that I need to build this building. So there really isn't anything I need to do but put it together. So I might as well and have a nice skyscraper for the show coming up. And like I was saying earlier, I guess this show in Evanston is just a bad time for everybody in our club because there's so many of them that can't make it. And as it's looking like, it looks like there's just going to be 3 of us there, which I don't think I need to tell you how hard that's going to be for setting up and tearing down. That is going to be very difficult. And so it also means to be difficult to fill the space that we've committed to. So having this done will take up a total of 4 base plates, which is a pretty good number in my opinion. So there's a lot of reasons that I'm pushing to get this done. And I have a couple custom buildings. And again, I don't want to ruin it because I don't think too much of myself, trust me. But I have had, and I won't mention the channel or channels, I mentioned a couple ideas here on my channel, and then other channels did it before I could get to it. So I ended up not doing it. And so I'm kind of holding closer to the vest what I'm doing. And so the some of those custom buildings is some of those that I will not reveal until right when I'm going to do them. So I hope you understand. But there are plenty of custom buildings that I have in mind. Okay. And then here would be the elevators. And then we've got to build the fire escape. I'm not going to do that tonight. This is where I'm going to end it right here. And that's just because, well, we've been going for an hour and 20, and usually I go about an hour, hour and a half. So this is a good spot, in my opinion, to stop it. Got quite the minifigures here. 3, 6, 10, 15 minifigures total here. So I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, we will do another shot at a different time where I'm going to pull back and show you what we've done so far. This is the third level of the Daily Bugle on steroids, because this is a total of 10 of these sets total. So anyway, and I did notice that I forgot something, so let me take care of it right now while I'm still thinking about it. I needed to put this on the wall, and I just didn't. So I got to put this on the wall right here. All right, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment below and turn on all notifications. That way you'll know whenever I put out a video or have an upcoming live stream. Enjoy your support tonight, and I hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.